Hi Saggies, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radio Reality. Said absolutely, forgot my own name there. I forgot. Oh my gosh. It's a pleasure to have you. Thank you for being here. Remember, they're general readings. These are for your sun, moon, and ascendant sign. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. If you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share. If you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. Your key to the week this week is the Emperor. So you are pulling rank, stepping into those big shoes and potentially working with and alongside bigger, or not necessarily bigger, but within sort of, I would consider, professional institutions. In all of these different areas of your life as well, you are likely to be pulling rank this week. For your actions and options, you've got the Two of Wands with the Emperor. That is power, right? Like this week, your personal power is palpable. This week you are able to get shit done. This week people are going to see you. They are going to hear you. The power really does lie with you this week, my dear Saggies. And I have to say, like the action steps that you're taking or the things that you're setting into motion, this week they will have that much more weight. You will feel it. When it comes to the options that are available to you, this is likely to see you rubbing shoulders with either a very powerful or potentially a very wealthy person. This is you rubbing the right shoulders at the right time. So I love this for you. Remember in the Thoth Tarot, and this is the Hermetic Tarot, this is the Lord of Dominion. Right, and right next to, like, this is Aries upon Aries energy. So do you want some Aries with your Aries? Do you want some Aries on toast? For your communications and conversations, you've got the Devil card. One thing that I will say to you this week, and it's rare that I have to say this. Don't get me wrong, it's real, and I know it is, but I don't have to say this a lot to Sagittarians. This week, be very mindful of the boast, right? And the reason I say this is that Devil card suggests that there is quite an envious eye on what you're doing at the moment. The movements that you're making, the connections that you're forging, the places and spaces that you're getting invited to, there's some envy going on here, right? And so I would say to you, just make sure. I'm not saying don't share. I'm not saying don't celebrate your stuff. What I am saying is be careful where you share certain things, right? Because there appears to be a very envious eye on something that you are doing, creating, or trying to set out into the world. For the other thing as well, when it comes to communications and conversations, and again, I really have to say this to Saggies, but this week it might be that you are being a bit too rigid, right? In what you're trying to communicate or how you're trying to communicate it. Maybe it's a bit too much. For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, that Devil card with the Emperor, there might be a clash with somebody that is considered like, well, if you're a student, your teachers, your lecturers, your professors, etc., are your superiors, right? That tends to be the way of it. However, most Saggies know just as much as their teachers, if not sometimes more. This is going to be one of those times where if you want the advancement, you're going to have to bite your tongue, or you have to find a more diplomatic way for putting your answers forward. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, again, how we treat or talk to people in positions of power can sometimes become a problem for us later on. And so, the Devil card with the Two of Wands as well, as the saying goes, right, whoever's got the gold makes the rules. You don't like that because there's a lot of integrity in the sign of Sagittarius. So this might be where you kind of get a bee in your bonnet. Like, I don't give a fuck how much money you've got or how much money you earn or whatever. You ain't pushing me around. Nothing wrong with that, but your approach is going to be everything, especially if there are onlookers, right? Nobody likes to lose face, so just pick your moment. Pick your battle, I guess is what I'm trying to say. For those of you that are... oh, come on, brain. Yeah, for those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, I would say to you in this regard, give yourself more scope for exploration. Because at the moment, again, it might be that it's almost like you're only seeing that there's one way that something can be done, or that the options that are on the table right now are the only ones that there are. If you look further afield and maybe even think about collaborating somewhere, you might actually find that that is the answer to the movement that you're looking for. For those of you that are retired or no longer working for any reason, this might be that you're kind of getting bored, right? And if this is the case, find something to do, and find something to do quickly, all right? With that said, let's get into your love and relations. So you've got the Moon card. If you're single, this is a reconnection to somebody from your past, potentially somebody that's not necessarily good for you. Only you can decide if that is the case, but the Moon card with the Devil card, this is like, somebody that's like the sweetest kind of wrong, like they make you make all the wrong decisions. They, it feels really good to be with them. It feels good to have, fun, adult nap time with them or whatever, but it's the Moon, right? And it's the Devil right next to it. You do need to be the one that kind of decides how and where this will go. On the more positive note, though, this could be a reconnection to somebody from your past who maybe was a bad influence but has actually got themselves together now. That I really like. Only you will be able to tell if this person has genuinely sorted their shit out. But if they have, then pursue it, right? If it feels right to you, you've got the Two of Wands there. So, the path is open if you decide that you want it. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, this is an old argument that keeps coming up. This time, my advice would be to stand your ground, because you will come out of it like, usually, maybe because you're a mutable sign after all. So you do often find it in yourself to say, okay, you know what, I can see where you're coming from. The reasoning makes sense. Let's, work it out. Only this time, I don't think you will. I don't think you're interested in changing your mind. It's like, no, this is how we're going to proceed. Get on board or don't. But this is how it's going. For your money and materials, you have you, or your ruling planetary energy, at least, the Wheel of Fortune. Money looks great this week. If you've got applications to make for finances, resources, mortgages, loans, bursaries, you will get it. The one thing that I have here as a caveat, and this should be common sense 101, do not borrow money that you don't know you're going to be able to pay back. It's a big message here, right? And 2, Wheel of Fortune with the Devil card, that can be a gambling addiction. If there is a move that you're going to make financially that you know is a gamble, it may very well pay off, right? 2 of Wands with the Wheel of Fortune, I really like that. But if you overextend yourself, you're going to be tied to this for a lot longer than you might hope. Keep that in mind when it comes. But money looks good. The money that you want, the money that you ask for, the money that you need is available to you in all ways. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, the Wheel of Fortune, especially with the Emperor, this could see you kind of really starting to understand where maybe you're pushing something too far with your health. Maybe you're overindulging in a certain type of food, sugar for me. Maybe you are, you think to yourself like, oh, actually, yeah, I've noticed that my hips are a bit sore recently, and you've been running every single day, whereas before you used to do it 3 times a week. There's something that you could be overdoing at this time, and I think you'll spot it in more than enough time, right? And then when it comes to your home and environment, the Wheel of Fortune is lovely for home because it brings expansion to the home. For some of you, this might be expansion in terms of now you've got a home office. For others, this will be expansion of the home because you might be bringing in a pet. Maybe some of you could be bringing in a pregnancy as well. Either which way, home is secure and solidified this week, and I love to see it. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. If you would like to book a personal session with me, you can do so on the link in the description box below. Take care, and I'll see you soon.